Okay, so shared by the African Facts on People, they are saying that Africa's most indebted countries to the World Bank. So we are going to discuss Africa's most indebted countries to the World Bank. Well, let's go inside. So number one is Nigeria. Nigeria is owning 17.32 billion US dollars. And number two is Ethiopia, owing $15.34 billion. Number three is Kenya, $12.4 billion. Number four is Tanzania, $12.2 billion. Number five is Ghana with $7 billion. And number six is Uganda with $4.8 billion. Hi. This is the African Time. My name is Vadash. Well, we are discussing African countries, and today's topic is Africa's most indebted countries to the World Bank. Yeah, we are on the World Bank, and these African countries are the top most indebted countries to the World Bank. And there are 6 countries here: Nigeria, Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, Ghana, and then Uganda. So Nigeria with 17.32 billion, Ethiopia with 15.34, Kenya with 12.4 billion, Tanzania with 12.2 billion, Ghana with 7 billion, and then Uganda with 4.8 billion US dollars to the World Bank own. How do you feel about this as an African? At the comment section, let me see your point of view. And most importantly too, have you felt or feel the impact of these billions dollars in your pocket or in your economy or in yourself right now? Do you feel the use or the importance of these billions that they are said to have borrowed from the World Bank? Do you feel it? At the comment section too, let me know what you think. But when this was shared by African 1,000 people, some Africans actually were there to share their points and consent to this. Okay, so this one came and says, that is wild. Nigeria really topping the debt chart like it's a leaderboard. All that money and still basic infrastructure struggles make it make sense. Okay, that is a Nigerian though. He is saying that, what do you mean by Nigeria is leading this chart? With all these, Nigeria is still struggling, and then Nigeria can't even afford basic needs, or basic necessities. How are we borrowing $17 billion and still lacking these kind of facilities? These are the concern Nigerian, and asking these questions like, what do you even mean by that, Bran? What do you mean by that? Again, this one also came and says, African leaders prefer to borrow money and share among themselves rather than generating the money within the system. Well, that is what we call lack of leadership skills, because these people actually doesn't know what leadership actually means or what governance actually means, because you guys actually depends on borrowing more than actually bringing in ideas that can actually increase your income and then be dependent. These are kind of thinking that our African leaders right now that we have doesn't think to that extent. Well, this one says, oh, Uganda, may God uphold you. Well, that's a Ugandan though, and he's actually sad to notice that for his dear country, and he says, oh, my Uganda, may God uphold thee. Wow, that's so bad. I felt it when I have read this message. I was like, man, it's I hope he's not giving up on his country though. Hope he's not. Well, I hope he's not, okay? But again, this one says, the top 10 list of loans and aid is crazy businesses, especially when no one can see what all that money is used for. That is it though. That is the basic problem we have in Africa right now. With all these claiming and all these things, nothing pains more than not knowing what exactly these monies were used for. That is the biggest concern of African people right now. 17 billion, 7 billion, 12 billion, 12.2 billion, 12.4 billion. Bro, at long last, nothing to show for. Nothing. Absolutely nothing to show for. Again, this one says, just for context, those billionaires around the world just borrow money from existing assets as collateral to get loans and fund other purchases. It's not borrowing, which is bad. Rather, the monetary system, but in this case of countries like Kenya, that money is going to. Man is saying that, we all know the billionaires out there, right? Yeah, these guys also borrow too. They borrow from their assets and do purchase other investment things to earn more money. But you know what about the countries borrowing and they are not actually having nothing to show for? That is where it got issue and it got real bad at. And he's saying that countries like Kenya, when they borrow, it's going out. It doesn't even stay in the country. Nobody knows where that money goes. Again, this one said the intention is to keep these countries on this debt for as long as possible. The Western countries through the World Bank can impose policies that benefit them on these countries. Well, that's so true though. As soon as you get money from the World Bank, be ready for economic guidance and economic lectures, because they are trying to their best to lecture you on how to rule your country and things, because you actually went to borrow. What do you mean by that? Yeah, they have to tell you how so that you can pay by their money, bro. Makes sense, because someone cannot borrow you $3 billion and you just think that you're just going to do it how you want it. Nah, They're going to tell you how to do it so that they can get their money back. It's actually an ABC kind of take, and I understand that point very well. And lastly, this one says debt is not bad. It's the inability to pay back the debts that is bad. And Namibian is saying that debt is actually not bad, bro. He's actually consoling us. I'm from Ghana. He's telling me that we owing 7 billion to IMF, World Bank is not bad. He's saying that it's actually not bad as long as we can pay. But if you can't pay, that's actually bad. The name is Vadashi. This is what's happening in Africa. Hopefully, you get to understand, and hopefully, Africa can be free from these shackles, because it seems like we are not ever getting out soon. But hopefully, we will one day. Thank you for your time.